OMG, just when we thought that Wendy Williams' problems were reducing, they appear to be doubling every single week. I mean, what do you mean? The federal government has hit Wendy with charges on her New York City apartment she bought in 2021 for $4.5 million. And what is Kevin Hunter doing back in court demanding that he should be paid 2 years in unpaid alimony child given Wendy's condition? She really just needs to catch a break. This must be really exhausting for her. So the feds recently hit Wendy with a lawsuit claiming that she owes them over $500K for federal taxes between 2019 and 2021. Records state that the lien was approved in January this year and was recorded with the New York City Department of Finance at the beginning of February. Of course, this is troubling for a number of reasons, at the top being the fact that Wendy's health struggles have recently come to light, including the fact that she's been diagnosed with aphasia and dementia. But it's also troubling because, like everyone else, I'm also wondering for her to be hit with such a loss. Where in the world did Wendy's money go? Cuz it's like it all disappeared as soon as she was placed under guardianship. Girl, I know that there has been a lot of speculation about what's real lie happening with the guardianship, cuz a lawsuit like this is really not something Wendy should even be dealing with. You see, the family members already spoke to People magazine and said that they don't know where Wendy is being treated. They don't know what kind of treatments are taking place, and they can't even contact her directly. Like, they only hear from Wendy if she calls, and Wanda even specifically said the people who love her cannot see her. I think the big question is, how the hell did we get here? The family members also said they blamed the lack of communication on Wendy's guardian, whose identity was previously private, and according to the family, the guardian is the only one with full access to Wendy. Later on, Alex Finney was on The View, claiming that they had no say on the guardianship. They had no way of communicating with Wendy about what was going on in the family, including her father being sick, and most times it took up to months for the guardian to get back to them with any sort of information.
All of a sudden, there was just this wall that went down, and the family was blocked out. It was in April of 2022, and the contact from that point on has been so limited.
Reportedly, even Wendy's son Kevin Jarr was in the dark about what was going on, and an insider spilled to the son that he has no idea where his mom is being treated, saying Kevin has spoken to his mom occasionally, and he knows she's in some sort of treatment facility, but he's not sure exactly what it is or where it is. He is also questioning if she's getting the care she really needs. So you see how with Wendy being hit with a lawsuit, a lot of people would imagine it's because the guardian is being exploitative. But here's the thing, guys. Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Moresi, was appointed sometime in spring 2022. So she came aboard after the tax violations. But don't get it twisted, loves. That does not mean that the guardian hasn't been sketchy. First of all, Sabrina has a history of controversy herself, including an ongoing lawsuit in which she is accused of robbing a separate client of $30 million. And when it comes to Wendy, her close friend Regina Hall revealed Sabrina is in control of Wendy's money and how she can spend it, and she really doesn't like how that's been going down.
When I was in New York and staying with Wendy in the summer, I noticed when she would call, she had no access to her money, so every time she had to do anything that she had to pay for, she had to go through the guardian. And when I went back to LA, I would have to send her food from Los Angeles to New York through delivery service because she the communication wasn't there, and she had no other access to money than this guardian.
So it's not like the guardian is clean and she could possibly be milking Wendy dry. But sadly, that's not even the only thing Wendy has to worry about, because Kevin has taken her back to court again. Shia, is he not getting tired of dragging Wendy to court at this point? It's becoming really exhausting. Cuz Kevin is really doing the most anyway before going to court to demand that he should be paid 2 years' worth of alimony. Kevin was already in court a few days earlier demanding to see all of Wendy's financial records. In the court document that he filed, he said that on December 8, 2022, he attended a mediation with Wendy's counsel and Wendy's New York court-appointed guardian attorney Sabrina Moresi, and in that mediation, Wendy's counsel and guardian agreed to provide statements to accounts and bank records. They claimed to have gotten permission from the New York court to provide. Kevin then said that despite supposed assurances from Wendy's guardian and her attorney that they would provide him with With Wendy's bank records, they never materialized, so by December 19th, after reportedly failing to get any further correspondence from Wendy's team, Kevin said he emailed the mediator and copied all parties addressing lack of transparency and bad faith in their lack of honesty and mediation. Apparently, he continued reaching out without further communication from Wendy's team regarding his request for Wendy's financial records, when finally, on February 8, 2023, a letter was received from Wendy's counsel, stating that the Guardian was only providing bank statements for the months of November and December of 2022. Kevin also claims that the offer to review the 2 months of Wendy's bank statements had other stipulations attached that were not previously discussed or agreed to. Adding, the letter further stated that I could only review the documents in the mediator's office. This was not the agreement. The agreement was from all the records from the date of dissolution until current. Now Kevin is back in court saying that since the mediation has failed, he wants the court to intervene and make sure that he receives 2 years' worth of cash in the court documents he filed. He said, "I rely on the severance pay for my living expenses, and having been without this income for 23 months has affected me greatly." He also asked Wendy to immediately pay all severance payments which may be due and owing at the time of his court's order. In addition, Kevin is also seeking to execute documents pertaining to Wendy. He's after a retirement plan, as he has also said in the court documents. "I also respectfully request that the court compel the plaintiff to sign the qualified domestic relations order for the after your retirement plan, or in the alternative appoint me an attorney in fact so that I can execute the document. If the plaintiff does not sign the document within 7 days of this court's order, I would not have to file this motion if the plaintiff did not stop my severance payment, and if the plaintiff would have signed the qualified domestic relations order for the after retirement plan." Okay, I've said this a couple of times before, and I think it has also been made pretty clear that Wendy doesn't even have the money Kevin is demanding.
I have no money, and I'm going to tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
Even Kevin Jar, who previously lived in luxury and enjoyed the financial perks of growing up as the only son of Wendy, is now living a much different life based on reports he was spotted driving around Miami in what appeared to be a rather beat-up 2019 Honda Civic while attending school. And as for what he does to at least stay afloat, he promotes various parties he's throwing around town for cash. The only thing Kev J. Jar has now is a 529 plan that his mother set up for him, which is limited and set funds that he has access to, as he is currently enrolled as a full-time student at Barry University. So when Kevin is demanding money, I really don't know where he wants it to come from. But hear me out. As much as he is demanding money, there is one thing I agree with Kevin on, which is I really want to know where Wendy's money went. Like for real. Kevin's argument that when Wendy's bank first petitioned to start guardianship proceedings, her Wells Fargo account had a lot of money, and the time her Wells Fargo account were frozen, and the time Kevin claims Wendy had no money left was just under a year. So according to Kevin, it doesn't make sense that the money disappeared within the year. Kevin is saying that Wendy had enough money when they divorced to pay him out in one shot at that point, and that she had enough even in the guardianship agreement to pay him out, baby. Not that I'm on board with Kevin demanding 2 years worth of cash, but I'm also questioning why Wendy is so broke. Did he guardian steal all her money? Has she paid the amount being owed in the lawsuit? It's really just a lot of questions that are giving exploitation, and Kevin isn't making any better by also demanding more money at this point. The whole Wendy situation is just sad, but let me know what you think about her being sued and Kevin once again taking her to court in the comments section below.